Okay, this is Mr. Rigsby, and what I'm going to show you today is a little layout of 4 images for the animal project, and this is what the finished product will look like. And this is a vertical layout, and that's what I'm going to show you. If you're determined to do one horizontally, I can help you out with that, but this is what we're after. 4 images on a 8.5 by 11 sheet, and then each image is cropped to the same size, and then we've got these little stroked outline going around the pictures in black. Okay, so this is what the finished product will look like, and I'm going to walk through doing it right now so that you can make your own. Okay, so I'm just going to close that. I'm going to start out in Photoshop. Okay, and I want to do a new document. So go to the File menu and do New. And I've already set my dimensions. Okay, we want to do a width of 8.5 and a height of 11. So this is a full letter sheet, and you want to make sure your resolution is set at 300. And I'm just going to call this Emma Layout. In fact, I'll put Ben R on the front. That way I won't have to add it later. Ben R. Animal Layout. Now I'll just click OK, and we've got this blank document here. All right. Now we need to set up some guidelines here, and I've turned on my ruler. So I've got a ruler going around to tell me the size of it, and you want to use the Move tool, and you want to go into the ruler section with the Move tool. It'll turn into just the pointer, and we want to create our border. We want a 1-inch border around it, so I'm just going to pull from my ruler down, just click and drag, and then go to the 1-inch line here. I want to zoom in some, make sure it's accurate. Okay, I'm on my 1-inch, and then I want to go to the ruler on the left and drag into 1-inch here, and then on the other side, 8.5. Okay. Whoops, let's see, is it? Okay, so 8.5, so that's a 1/2 inch, so I need to come into 7.5 on this side. Okay, so we've got just some guidelines there for our outside border, and then I want 2 inches on the bottom, so I'm going to pull from the top ruler, click and drag, and go down to the 9-inch mark. Okay, and then I want to put in a center line, and let's see, half of 8.5 is 4.25. So I'll go to 4.25. So that is my center point, and then I want to put a center point in this square or this rectangle here. Let's see, that's 8 inches, so I need to come down 4 inches, which is going to be at the 5-inch mark on the ruler. Okay, so these 4 rectangles here are where my images will be placed. All right, now I've got 4 images that I've already prepared, and you are going to have to crop each of these to these dimensions. So it would be 3.25 by 4. Okay, so you need to crop all of your images using the crop tool to 3.25, which is 3.25 by 4, and then the resolution is 300. Okay, 3.5 width, 4 height, 300 resolution. Okay, so I've already cropped all my images, so I'm not going to show that in the demo. Y'all have just recently gotten a demo on cropping for the 8x10s and stuff, so you know what that's about. So crop the image like you like it. Choose an area that you want to work with, something real good as far as the animal assignment goes. And I've got this picture of the turtle opened up in Photoshop. I want to use my Move tool, V on the keyboard, or just select the Move tool, the top tool on the toolbar, and just click, hold, and drag the picture over into this document, and I'm just going to bump it right into the blue line there. Okay, so that's my turtle. I'm going to close him, And I'm going to open up my flamingo here, and again, move tool, drag it in, bump it into place. The nice thing about having the guidelines is the picture does bump into place when you drag it. Flamingo's done. I've got my gazelle here. Bump that baby into place. And then my ostrich. Okay. Now you can play with the placement. Maybe I want to put my two birds up top. I think I will. So I'm going to move my ostrich up here and move my turtle down here. Okay. Huh. Alright, so the gazelle looks a little out of place, but that should be okay. Now, with the Move tool, I do have Auto Select Layer turned on, and I do have Show Transform controls. So I get the boxes around my pictures as I click on them. And you'll notice on the layer palette over here, when I click on one of these pictures, it automatically changes to the layer that image is on. All right. Now, compositionally here, as a picture here, I sort of like what's going on with them, but I think I want everybody facing each other. So I'm going to swap these two on the right side and flip them over so they're facing in. So click on one, go up to Edit, go down to Transform, and I'm going to flip horizontal. Okay, do the same thing for the turtle. Select him by clicking on him, Edit, Transform, flip horizontal. Okay, so now everybody's facing each other. That's better, I guess. And yours, of course, will be different. Okay, now we've got the pictures laid out. Now we need to go in and do our outline, our borders around our black borders. And if you want to use a different color, that's fine. I would not use anything incredibly bright or garish, anything that would really stand out too much. Black's a good neutral, or gray is good if you want to use a gray. Or if you want to select a color from within the picture, that's fine as well. In fact, I think I'll do that. I'll use my dropper tool here, and I'm just going to pick this gray that is in this ostrich picture. Okay, so I just clicked on this gray area, and now you can see on my tool palette, the bottom, the foreground color is now that gray. All right, so I'm going to flip back to my Move tool, and you see I've got this image. The ostrich is selected here. You can see the transform control showing the selection is made. I'm going to go to Edit, and then go down to Stroke. All right, and we want to do our first strokes at 25 pixels. Okay, so you can just put 25 in, and the color should be the foreground color that I just set, which is the gray. I'm going to click OK, and whoop, I need to go back. Let me show you one more thing. Edit, Stroke. We want to make sure that we're stroking on the inside. Okay, so our stroke will actually occur within the picture. 25 pixels, location is inside, blend mode set to normal. Alright, so that's that one. Then go to my ostrich. Same thing, Edit, Stroke, boom, turtle, Edit, Stroke, boom, and the gazelle, Edit, Stroke, boom. Okay, so everybody's selected now. Now my guidelines, I can turn them on and off, and the way you do this is either go to View and go down to Extras and just uncheck that, View, Extras, or you can use the keyboard and just do Command H on the keyboard, which is the fastest way. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here just to make sure that everything's lined up pretty well, and that looks a little off in the middle there. Let me turn my grid back on. I guess those are lined up pretty good. It's just doesn't seem perfect to me. Yeah, it's okay. All right. All right, so everything's lined up. Now, you'll notice, I'm going to hide my extras again. You'll notice that the outside border here is thinner than the one in the middle. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to stroke it again, and we want the outside width to be the same as the center, and basically it's double, so it's 50 pixels. But what we need to do is combine all these pictures to one now. So on the layer palette, I want to shift click on my layer 1 through 4, and then right click or control click and get my pop-up menu here, and then go down to merge layers, and that will merge the ones we've got selected here. Okay, and then I want to command click on the thumbnail over here on the layer palette. Okay, when I'm holding the command key down, you get this little square that's telling me if I click, I get a selection. So I'm going to click. Now I've got a selection going all the way around my rectangle here. And I want to stroke again, edit, stroke. And this time I just want to double my pixels to 50 and click OK. All right, so now we've got, I'm going to hit Command D to deselect. So now we've got a border going around the outside that is the same as the one going through the middle. All right. Now, at this point, you could be done, or you could add some text. I want to turn my guidelines back on, and I'm just going to drag a little guideline down at the bottom. And I'm going to use my text tool, and I'm going to keep the same gray color. I'm just going to click in here and type animals, hit enter, and then maybe go over to this other side and put my name and maybe the year. Okay, hit enter. Now, when you do the text, it's on each of those typing sections there. Those text blocks that I put down are on different layers. Okay, so if I hit the move tool, I get my transform controls, and I can move my text around so that the 9's bumping up against that side, and over here get my A bumped up against that line. And again, you can put the text wherever you want. It could be up closer to the image, it could be centered. That's entirely up to you. All right, and then I'll save, and we automatically get the title put in for us. And if you're absolutely done, you can save it as a JPEG. But again, I always recommend saving a Photoshop file and then saving a JPEG, just so you've got your original as well. But for this case, we'll say I'm turning it in. I'll just save it as a JPEG. All right. Okay. So now my extras are still on. When you turn this into me, if the lines are still on here, I will see them. These blue lines will not print though. So if you remember, just get the move tool and just drag all those out. Just grab them with the move tool and throw them over to the side, back to the ruler. Okay, that'll look a lot better. Get rid of all these guidelines. Move tool. Okay, so there, and then save one more time. Just to, oops. Oh, I saved as before. I'll just save that one as a JPEG, and I'm going to overwrite it. Yes. Okay, so there is my finished animal layout. I hope you'll enjoy this. It'll be something fun to do with other images. Just a nice way to showcase your work a little bit, and in a grouping. All right, so that's it for this portion of the animal assignment. I hope it works out, and please ask questions if you're unsure of what to do.